Hi guys, Natalie here from Bula Heart Sewing Patterns. Thank you so much for watching this video, and remember to hit that subscribe button so you can get loads more notifications every time I post a new video and sew along. So I have had a lot of queries with regards to slit pockets. It's one of my favorite pockets. I use it in almost all of my sewing patterns for waistcoats because I think they just look so slim and elegant and add a little extra touch of stylishness. They can be a bit tricky though, and you would have to give them a good few tries before you really have some confidence in how to do that. So for those of you who want to give it a try, I've included here an excerpt from the sew along for the two-tone waistcoat. I'll leave the link for the full sew along in the description, but this is the part just on the pockets to help you get through it. And I recommend that if you have never tried slip pockets before, to give it a try on a piece of scrap fabric first. You can copy the marks from the patterns, and I'll leave the link to my Etsy store and the sewing pattern in the description as well. So check that out and give it a try on a piece of scrap fabric, and when you feel confident and you understand what you're doing, you've gone through the process, you can then do it on the garment itself. But let me not keep you waiting any longer. Here is that tutorial. Line it up, put it into place, and then stitch with the standard seam allowance. Clip along the edge slightly because there's a slightly curved edge, then press it open. Once you've pressed it open, you're then going to be taking your interfacing and lining up the markings with the marking on the side seam. You're going to press it glue side down into position. So you're going to have something that looks like this. Once you've done that, you've pressed it all together, take your small embroidery scissors once again, and you're going to cut along the inside lines on the interfacing. Now this whole pocket process, you're going to be pressing a lot and double checking your work a lot. The more you do this, the better quality product you're going to have. So just clip along that line to the end, to the triangles, and clip into the corners at the triangles. Okay. So you're literally only cutting along the center line and the two sides of the triangles at the end. Now once you've done that, you're literally going to along the other outer lines. So on the outer lines, you're now going to fold those clipped sections, and you're going to press it flat. Please use starch in your pressing water when doing this, just to help secure everything in place. So you're literally going to press everything open along those outer lines now, top and bottom and your side corners. Okay, you're going to press it all open. Then once you've done that, you're going to take your pocket piping sections. Okay. You're going to take your pocket piping sections, then wrong sides of fabric facing, fold it in half, and then you will be pressing those flat. Once you've done that, you'll just baste the raw edge closed. You can see I've done that here for you already. Literally pressed it in half and baste that raw edge closed. Then you'll be taking that, lining them up with the edge. So this edge, the cut edge, is where you're going to be lining up your piping, and then you're going to baste that piping into place on both the top and the bottom of the pockets. Now, before you baste it, first pin everything into place. And then once that's pinned into place, just turn it over and have a look and make sure everything lines up neatly on the other side. And if you're happy with the way everything is lined up on the outside, then baste it into place. Now, once you have attached the piping to the pocket sections, just a quick tailor's cheat before you press it flat into position. Take some needle and thread and just hand baste the opening section or the fold ends of the piping together. Piping loves moving, it has a mind of its own, and this way you get to keep it controlled and in place right until the finished product. In fact, you won't remove this hand stitch right until the end after everything is 100% complete. So just stitch that together. Here we go, and press that into place. Once you've done that, then you're going to be attaching the pocket sections. So take your upper pocket section, pin it to the top of your pocket, then you're going to be stitching it along that fold line. So make sure you stick to that fold line when you're stitching that into place. You'll be doing the same for the bottom. Take your lower pocket section, pin it into place and stitch it together along that fold line. So once you've sewn the pocket onto the piping sections, press it flat again, and once you've pressed it flat, stitch along the pocket, joining it together by a 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And when you do that, make sure that you're catching the piping with it as well. So make sure you catch at the top here the piping, and then stitch all the way around, and to finish off, make sure you catch the piping on this side as well. Once you've done that, once you've closed the pocket, now comes the trickiest part, the part most people dread. Turn your fabric so that you have right sides facing towards you. Fold it back, and then you will see this infamous little triangle. This triangle, you're now going to pin it flat, and along that fold you're going to stitch it into place so it doesn't move. You're going to be doing that on both sides. So get your little triangle, pin it into place, and then along that fold you're going to stitch it into place. Okay, do that for both pockets, and then your pockets are done, and that's literally the hardest part of the entire garment, completely finished. And thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that helped you a lot. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to follow me on Instagram at @BulaHeart. Share with me all your creations. I always love to see what you are able to get and put together with my patterns. Until next time, happy sewing!